For the previous 8 years, all the policies that Congressman Ryan voted for, and Governor Romney said he supported, all those policies in a mere 8 years, they doubled the national debt. They doubled the national debt from what they inherited in 2001.
All right, he's right on that, because the debt was about $5 trillion when President Bush took office, more than $10 trillion when he left office. And I think he's referring to the 2 tax cuts that weren't paid for, the prescription drug benefits that weren't paid for, 2 wars, Iraq and Afghanistan, that weren't paid for, that caused so much, at least 80 or 90% of that debt.
Well, you know, I actually don't think that the wars cost us added as much debt, but a lot of stuff did. But here's a fact as well. Yes, President Bush left office with a doubled national debt. Now, here's another fact the Democrats don't like. President Obama has added more to the national debt than all other presidents from George Washington to George W. Bush combined. That, too, is a fact. And also, when George Bush was president, Joe Biden actually voted for some of those things. And remember, in 2006, the Democrats took back Congress, and Joe Biden kept on spinning along with the rest of them.
Well, what about that, Donna? You want to respond? Because the national debt has gone in the nearly 4 years of the Obama administration from more than $10 trillion to now more than $16 trillion, an increase of $6 trillion.
Well, first of all, Wolf, let me just say this, that the 2 wars, you know, have cost us an enormous amount of money, and, of course, the loss of our brave servicemen and women as well. So that added to the national deficit. And one other thing that we should talk about in terms of the national deficit, part of it is that we're not bringing in as much revenue as we should be bringing in to pay for all of the things, the services and programs that the American people continue to desire. There's no question under this president that we've seen, you know, the most significant budget cuts also in the history of the country. Discretionary spending is at its lowest in 60 years. Taxes are also at their lowest. But, you know, the one thing that the Democrats have not done, we haven't walked away from the table. We haven't pointed fingers and said it's just their fault. We're all in this together. And it's time the Republicans roll up their sleeves, come to the table so that we can fix this problem and we can solve many of our other great challenges before the end of the year. And the American people can get back to work, because that's what they desire us to do.
I think both of these vice presidential candidates are gearing up for their one vice presidential debate in October as well. I'm looking forward to that, like all of you as well. Stand by, don't go away. We have more to discuss. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan, they did team up together in Ohio today, and I want to get our strategist take on whether they're more effective together or out there solo on the campaign trail.
Are you ready to win? Strategy session brought to you by Sure, leading people, leading organizations, and by coal, the dominant source of our electricity. Clean coal. Now's the time.
The pace of change is accelerating. The way we perform, compete, and grow. And people are driving this change. That's the power of human resources. The Society for Human Resource Management and its members know how to harness that power because we help develop it. From the next economy to the next generation, we help get the most out of business by getting the best out of people. Sure. Leading people, leading organizations.
The clock is ticking, America. It's time we focused on reality instead of rhetoric. It's time to recognize the nearly $100 billion spent on clean coal technology.